Good morning, social media, Facebook, YouTube, New Destiny Church family. Welcome to the Coffee Conversation, where my honey and I go live every first Monday of the month just to kind of share some tips with you about life, love, marriage, ministry, or money. And today we're going to kind of talk about a little bit of both ministry and money a little bit. So come rock out with us. Make sure you like and share, and let's rock out for this coffee and conversation. Here we go. Let's grow.
We're learning life, embracing love, managing marriage, maneuvering in ministry, and managing money. Welcome to the Let's Talk About It podcast.
Good morning. Let me hear my honey. Husband, I ain't have time. I'm sorry. I didn't have a new one up. I promise you it'll be. Just give
We
me a
talking
minute.
about it. We talking about it. We
I
talking about
know,
it.
right? Welcome,
So
welcome, welcome. I got to share and all that great stuff. We're running behind y'all. But good morning if you're rocking out with this. Just put in the screen, good morning, good morning, good morning.
yeah, so same. I want you to do me a favor. I'm really excited about today's call. I'm really excited because I believe it speaks directly to our community. We have a community, and you have a cultural community. You have a financial community. You have a spiritual community, and I think uh, I think a lot of us are in all. I think a lot of us fall in the same cultural, financial, and spiritual community. And so I want you to do me a favor. Reach out to your family, your friends, those who you know. I believe this topic is very important for our community. I notice a lot of people ask about this question. I'll never forget when I first started out. Um, my knowledge of things made me point in this direction. So I have a perfect topic for today. We'll let you know what it is in a second, but do me a favor. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and share. Hey, woman of God, how you doing? Beautiful picture right there. Like, subscribe, and share. Do that for me real quick. Please, please, please. And we're going to have a great topic today to talk about. And I will share with you right quick. Today's topic, we're going to be dealing with the reality behind the nonprofits. The reality behind nonprofits. So many people have asked me over the years. One of the most requested classes I've been asked for is number one, real estate, and number two, nonprofit. Real estate and nonprofit. By no means am I expert in any one of them. I've had a little bit of exposure into real estate. I had a lot of exposure in nonprofits. Um, to make it even seem a little bit more clear, I've been navigating in a nonprofit world for my daughter is 22 for 22 years. For 22 years, I've been navigating in the nonprofit world. So many different things that I've done. My very first thing that I've done in the nonprofit world was to take a letter. I never forget this. My bishop Woodard in the and I didn't know anything about nonprofit. I just barely knew anything about it. My
Shout
bishop,
out to our bishop and first lady,
yeah,
Lady Wood.
prayers and shout outs go out to them.
Prayers and yeah, we love him, man.
But I took a letter. He was doing a big Georgia Bronco dinner downtown, and he left the Woodlands to us. And I was stupid enough to take a letter to Walmart and say, "Hey, I need some turkeys."
Yeah.
And just because I had this letter with this tax ID number on it, with the right words, they gave me over 100 turkeys free.
Wait, can I get them to dialogue? Because we like to dialogue and rock out. Can you just put in the reality behind nonprofits? Just type in nonprofits for those of you
Nonprofits,
that are
nonprofits.
online with us rocking out. We love to dialogue with you. We're talking about the reality behind nonprofits. So Bishop just said he went to Walmart, gave them a letter, and them jokers gave us
100 turkeys.
100 turkeys. And we've been doing turkeys ever since.
And watch
Lord,
this. Every year for almost 15 years, I took that same letter to multiple.
almost didn't copy. Hey, you don't gotta read. You don't have to redo the what they call it. You don't have to redo the change it, whatever they
Yeah, you
say.
ain't. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
And so I took that same letter. I just put a different logo on it. I put a different address on it and a different tax ID number. We'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. A different
And
tax ID
I
number.
want to say this to those that are business owners, or you want to think about opening a business, you definitely want to hear this, about profits. And really, this is profits versus nonprofit, but we wanted to name it the reality behind nonprofit because this is the question that we get all the time
Yeah.
about nonprofits. But Bishop, and he got the permission, let's say that, because don't just be out here getting folks letters and you don't get their
No, no,
we got the
no.
permission from Bishop and him
Bishop
to be
Wood,
able to take our logo
he
and use
blessed
it.
it.
Yeah, he blessed it.
But when I came to New Destiny, start New Destiny, one of the first things we did, that's something about churches. I kind of throw it out there in a minute about churches versus nonprofits and how make sure I talk about that. And I want you to do me a favor. That's one question I'm going to answer. How does a church become a nonprofit? That's a real fast question. How does a church become a nonprofit? But I was able to take my own church logo, and I was able to take my own tax ID number, and I was able to go get over. We have probably collected over the past few years, somewhere close to, I would say 100, 200, maybe, I'll say even somewhere around $300,000 in nonprofit funds. We have been able to collect over three hundred
But that
thousand
doesn't
dollars in
include
nonprofit
what we've
funds.
done with the that doesn't include what we've done with the when we had the grant for the COVID.
Yeah,
Uh
so
yeah, we forgot about that. But yeah.
probably somewhere close to $500,000 in nonprofit fund. This is effortless. This is no grant. This is no grant. This is effortless. Well, shoes, no, we probably collected, if we
I
include
know I
even
was
the houses, it's probably over $1 million
hmm
in nonprofit fund. And this, once again, I say again, it's effortless. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get your attention. I'm not trying to. Throwing numbers at you. One thing about me, I never throw numbers. But I'm trying to throw numbers at you because I want you to know we know a little bit about what we're about to talk about. So I'm trying to tell
right.
you, if you know anybody who's interested in nonprofits, I need you to send this to them and say, hey, you need to time on now. Bishop's coming out, Pastor T's coming out, and they're going to share the secrets. I should have put that the secrets behind nonprofits. That's what we should
You
have
want me
called
to
the
change
secrets
it? Don't
behind.
make me change. I sure will.
Change it. The secrets behind nonprofits.
Okay.
The secrets behind nonprofits.
I want to say this too, and here's the thing, and I think a lot of people have been asking us this, right? They've been asking us about nonprofits because people be out here being crooked with these. Now, I'm not saying that we got it all right, but you got people out here
No,
that
no. Well,
oh.
we did that right. We doing a nonprofit right. Don't say we got it all right. We done that right. I ain't going to jail for nobody.
No, I was saying we not you stupid. I was saying we not perfect, but when it comes to nonprofit, we're finding out a lot of people are out here and they're believing that the nonprofit belongs to them and don't
Whoa, you
realize.
getting too deep. Let us. We're
Oh,
gonna
get
talk
to
about
me.
you.
Okay, go
You get
ahead,
too
sir.
deep.
So
So
I
we're gonna
changed
deal with it.
it. The secret.
The
Wait, what?
secrets.
What you say?
The secrets behind nonprofits. Take the reality off.
Okay.
So listen, and what I want you to do one more thing, y'all. Give me questions. I want you to drop your questions now. My wife is gonna share them. She's gonna save them. Drop your questions now. As we talk and drop your questions, we're gonna come back in the end and go over them real quick. Even if you drop them afterwards, if you're watching this late, still drop them because I believe this is a topic that is necessary, and it's time for us to really understand the difference between nonprofits. So, have you sent all your
I'm
messages out and
done. I'm
everything?
ready.
All right.
I was
So
quick,
what?
sir.
And I see you, girl. You did it so fast, I didn't see you.
No,
So
no.
listen, is anybody on? Is anybody
Yeah,
talking to us?
that's what people on. Can
All
y'all
right,
put in the secrets behind nonprofits? Put in
talk to.
secret.
Don't
Secret.
be one of them incognito watchers. Let me know you're there.
Let's
Let me know
do
you're
like
talking.
that.
Listen, but see, let's talk. So real quick, it's a couple things. I've sat down with multiple business. I sit down with many people with a big heart. Big heart. I've sat down with multiple people with big hearts, and they say, you know what, I want to do a nonprofit, and I want you to tell me how to do nonprofits. And then I see a lot of CEOs asking about, I want to start a nonprofit. And I know for a fact most people, and I want to deal with this first thing, the first reality, the first secret behind nonprofits. And listen, by the way, I don't want to discourage anybody. I'm not going to discourage anybody from doing nonprofits, but you need to know the reality. You need to know the
We
secrets. You
want
need to
to
know what's,
educate you.
yeah.
Yeah. Can you type the educate? We want to educate you on that. But go ahead, Bishop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no, no. Don't you dare apologize. This is a by. highway the dialogue. We're gonna deal with this thing all the way around. Because you've been right there with us throughout the whole process as well. So this is what I'm gonna start off with. I'm gonna kind of explain is that most people come to me, and the first reason why, write this down. The first, not type, write this down. The first reason why most people want to start a nonprofit is because most of them believe that there's people will give me money to do what I'm trying to do. I don't have to go get a loan. I don't have to have good credit. I get around all the other stuff. People will give me money to do what I'm trying to do. Now, most people believe, babe, that money isn't mine. Most people know that they can't just spend the money however they want to.
Right.
But most people are trying to get something done that's
Hmm.
in their heart. They have a big heart. They have a big heart. They're trying to get something done. They say, you know what? The best way for me to get it done is by me going out and starting a nonprofit. And if I start a nonprofit, people will give me their money. That's
True.
the first thing I want you to know, that um, it's not necessarily true.
No, it's not true. No, I was saying you true. What you
No, no,
said.
no, no. I would just it's completing my statement. It's not
Oh,
necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. But yeah, what you were saying was true. But what I was saying was true. But the thought process is not
yeah,
necessarily true.
yeah.
So I want you to understand that. I want you to get that in heart. I understand that. I've had people sit down and they say stuff to me like, hey, I want to help young men. I think that I can help young men. I got a good program to help young men, and I want to start a nonprofit so people give me money. Or I got a some young ladies who I want to help. I want to start a nonprofit. So I know people. If I start a nonprofit, what's going on, Mr. Alexander? If I start a nonprofit, that's what that is what I thought also. That listen, that's I want to make sure I get. Thank y'all. Please talk to me because I'm talking to a community right now. I really want to help out, and I won't know if I'm really helping you out unless you talk back and forth. So thank you so much, Mr. Alexander, for sharing. Let me get you truly understand how a nonprofits work. What is the true secrets behind this piece? Number one, when it comes to nonprofits, this is how you get money. So I'm gonna call this the reality of donation or the secrets of donations. How do you truly get donations from if you're a nonprofit? How do I get donations? The way it starts out is this is crazy, but I wrote some things down here. I want to make sure I give you what I wrote down. You know, the way you get donations in the nonprofit world. Listen to me. Listen to me. Is number one, you gotta solve a problem. You got to
Type
solve a problem.
that. You gotta solve a problem. Bishop, I want to say this part. I know you.
Please.
I'm probably going ahead of you, but I want to let this be known for those that are have a profitable business and a nonprofit. Is that you got to know that the nonprofit does not belong to you; it belongs to the streets. The nonprofit does not belong to you; it belongs to the streets. And he'll talk about that more. But I do want to put that out there. But how do you gain? Go back to what you were saying. I just want to say that little part. I don't know if you. Yeah,
Why am I sweating? Am I
it's
going through
hot.
the change as well? Which
Shut up! You make me sick.
man. But listen, and that's true. And I'm gonna come back and I am gonna explain more about that. But and just in case you do jump off and you leave too soon, you need to know that it don't belong to you. And that's the key thing. And it's leading to where I'm going with a lot of stuff. You got to solve a problem. And listen, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Nonprofit funds and for-profit funds run parallel. If you're gonna get for-profit funds, you got to be able to solve a problem. If you're gonna get nonprofit funds, you got to be able to solve a problem. It's just let me keep going. So you got to solve a problem. So if you're not and listen, and the problem just because it's a problem for you, don't mean somebody's gonna pay you for it. You know, this is a huge one, and write this down. Most churches, even though they qualify as a nonprofit, they're not grant. They're not. Most of them don't qualify for grants. Most churches don't qualify for grants because usually when you have a church, you solving your problem, something that's personal to you. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and go a little deeper. You got to solve a problem, and it got to at least write this down. It has to at least be relevant to your community. It must first at least be relevant. What I mean relevant, it can't just be a problem to your street. It can't be a problem just to your household. I'm trying to get my street paved, so I'm gonna get another a grant to be able. I'm gonna start another nonprofit to get my street paved. Obviously, nobody's trying to get that done, but I'm trying to be relatively in understanding of what I'm going from. It can't be a problem just relevant to you and your household and somebody's going to give you money for it. If you're going to get donations, I'm just going to give you true understanding. If you're going to get donations, the problem has to be something your community is affected by. And watch this here, and I'm gonna go a little deeper, and that's why they call it CDCs. Write that down.
Type that. See,
CDCs.
see what?
CDC. Charlie Delta Charlie. CDCs. I want you to write that down. CDCs. And if you are quick and fast, I want you to type what that means if you know what it means. This is why it's so important. I've started multiple nonprofits. I've been able to be assistant and other people getting them off the ground. CDCs, I'm giving you three for those who typing, two for those who think they know what it is. One, they're called community development corporations. Community development corporations. Nonprofits are community development corporations. They're something that the community feels as though that is helping develop our community. Now, the reason why, now you can start something and impersonal people give you money, but if you want people who got a lot of money to give you money, watch this, it need to at least impact your community. Now, if you impact your community, because when I mean by community, your town, your county, your city, if you're doing something to impact your town, your community, your city, watch this. People in your town who is busy working, who has a job, who have businesses, they know this is a problem, but they're thankful that you're doing it, and they'll be willing to give you their money to get it done. That's the lowest level of donations that's relevant. I'm talking about relevant donations because yeah, we're gonna do a summer basketball league. Not everybody may not support a summer basketball league, even though they know you getting the kids off the street and you getting them in a building. You may not in their mind may not think this is a problem, but in a community, watch this. In a community where there's high crime and young men are robbing people during the summertime, watch this. And young men are on drugs, and young men are, doing gangs and all these things. Everybody in the community know, man, these young men need something to do.
Right.
So if these young men need something to do, and you go out and you start a club or a group, now the community will get behind you and say, hey, he's doing it, he's getting it done, and we're going to support him and getting it done. And people who left the community will be proud of you for getting it done, and they'll send you money. That's the most simplest concept about starting a CDC, a community development corporation, is that you're solving a problem that other people cares about but don't have time to do it, and they'll give you their money to get it done. No one is just going to give you money just because you open a nonprofit. I don't care how much paperwork you did. I don't care how much time you spent. You have to solve a problem. Anything with adding that baby by solving a problem in the community?
Yeah, you definitely have to. You have to. I say this for the profit, like you have to meet a need, but I also say for the nonprofit, you have to meet a need. It has to be a need that you are meeting. You have to be able to. Again, that's why I said earlier that it belongs to the streets. It doesn't belong to you, because if you say I want to give back, you want to have a nonprofit. If
Yep.
you say I want to give back to my community, I want to see my community win. I don't know how deep you're going with this, Bishop, but I want to, because I want to say to that person that says, okay, I want to start a nonprofit. And I'm thinking, hey, when I start this nonprofit, that, we're going to build a legacy. You'll build a legacy, but not a legacy that's going to bring you funds into your, it shouldn't, let me say that, into your pocket if you are the president. If you are the president of this organization, you should not be able to benefit from the nonprofit, but your community should be able to benefit. Oh, can you type that? I shouldn't benefit, but my community should benefit from this nonprofit. How do my community benefit? If I was to get the funding or get the grant, I go and hire other people in my community to give, for them to get paid, but not necessarily for me. The way that you, okay, Tonya, you're going too deep.
No, you
The
good.
way
You
that
know
you
what?
do that is you are no longer the president, but the advisor to the nonprofit.
That's key, and that's the key thing about nonprofits. People don't know that about nonprofits, and say that's why Get Cap gets so much funding for helping communities. I don't
Yes.
know who Get Cap is, but if you can, give the actual what the acronym means, I would definitely love to know that. But that's where a lot of people do got to realize is that those funds go to organizations. Good morning, good morning, brother Ron. The money goes to these organizations, and so listen, but you can get it. But like my wife is telling you, it's so true. You never ever start a nonprofit thinking you're going to get wealthy on somebody else's money. You never start a nonprofit like that. Am I in the screen? I know I'm leaning over. You
No,
never start a nonprofit because you think you'll get someone else's money. Um, you start a nonprofit because you know for a fact I'm trying to get something accomplished. I'm trying to help a cause, but I'm trying to get you to focus on the fact that I'm trying to build this here a certain layer of way, and just let you know, sweetheart, I'm not focusing so much on the for-profit piece because the for-profit piece is over here, but I want to really give the reality of the secrets behind nonprofits so people understand what they're really facing behind nonprofits and how you really build this thing and how it really, become what they're trying to become. What's the possibilities? So
hmm
watch this. Number one, you can't just fix something that, if you really want to be a, now listen, you can go, I want you to get this here. If you're trying to get donations, now you can go out there and do a cause all day long and fix your problem. I want to start a basketball club. I want to, start anything you want to start. I want to start a community center. Whatever you want to do. If it's just something you want to do, you could do it, but not necessarily. If you want to get it funded, I'm giving you the secrets of how to get funded. If you want to get funded, make sure it fixes a problem that's in your community. One thing we found out here in Cold Spring is that our community did not have representation when it came to disaster restoration. We didn't. There was no money coming here to help our county whenever there was a storm, a hurricane, or whatever. And now watch this here. We started our Thanksgiving dinner just with a food drive. We're not even trying to get food drive. We started our Thanksgiving dinner just because we tried to have a dinner, and we didn't realize the problem in our community was we didn't come together. We did. Our community was very segregated, and people literally start giving us money for this dinner because they love the fact that the community was coming together, working together. Not because we're trying to feed the needy, not because it wasn't about that. It was like they would love the fact we was coming together. So I want to let you know, number one, if you are trying to start a nonprofit and you want to get donations, the reality behind donations, there's two parts behind this piece right here, baby, behind donations. Is number one, you gotta fix a problem in your community, or you gotta fix a government initiative.
Oh, that's
A
good.
government initiative. Type that in the
Type
screen if
that
you want to
in.
watch.
Government initiative.
Now, listen, the difference between community problem, government initiative problem. If I had a chart, I'd give it here. Community problem, you got to fight for money every day, every week, every month, every
You
year. You got to go out there and wash cars, and you got to go out there and
got to
bake
build the
cakes.
numbers. You got to build. You literally have to take your time to build numbers. If that's in kids programs, if that is in a women's program, you got to build the numbers so that when you do go into the government arena, that you got to show numbers. You got to show numbers. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you have to show, and you got to save those numbers. Build numbers and volunteers. And I'm gonna share you at the very end. I'm gonna share you the key to starting a nonprofit. I'm gonna show you the three. I think it's five, 6 steps. At the very end, I give you 6 steps to starting a successful nonprofit. There's 6 steps, but you got to hang on to the end. And I just want you to know that it's gonna be 6 steps to starting a successful nonprofit. But number one, so you got the community initiative, and people will say, you know what, I'm gonna send money to you. Man, he's doing a good job, and your family may say, yeah, I'm gonna donate to you. And the biggest problem, first of all, when you try to get family to help you with a business or a nonprofit, stop expecting your family to finance your dreams. If your family,
You said a whole mouthful. No, I need you to sit in there for a second. Stop trying to go ahead. My bad. Let me
no,
stop.
baby, don't,
I feel like
baby,
I'm
don't
I
do it.
look, last night you was the bad guy in the den. I feel like I'm gonna be the bad person for the nonprofit organizations because I'm tired of people out here. Ugh, I'm sorry. That's a frustration for me when people take something that can be so powerful and so amazing to give back to your community, and you use it for your benefit, or you use it looking for a handout, not understanding that you're gonna have to put the work in. You
Yep.
gotta do the work. You got to be willing to not expect people to celebrate what you're doing, but you do it because it's your calling, it's your purpose, and what you're designed to do. And you just do it without expecting anything from it, expecting family members to show up or expecting family members to be a part of what you're doing. You just do it. And
Yeah.
you do like Forrest. You just keep running, turn around, everybody behind you. Just keep going anyway.
And even with the whole thing, we're gonna talk about this about the whole thing about it, you owning it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I got to say this one part real fast is that don't do it to make your name big.
Oh, geez, on the main line.
So many people start CDCs or nonprofit organizations because they want the world to know, look what I did. I saved the world. You'll be the first one they stop giving money to. Because one thing I can tell you in these streets, people don't like giving money to people. They like giving money to purpose. They don't like giving money to
And
people
paper.
and paper,
When your
and that's more
paperwork
than
is right.
your paperwork got to be right. If your paperwork ain't right, you still ain't getting the money. But when you're in the community, if they see your purpose and before they see you, they'll give it. But listen, I got to keep going. So number one, government initiatives. So remember this here. Just be reality. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen to me. The community initiatives, if it don't affect the government, you probably won't be able to get access to money from the government, and that's grant money. There's not grant money out there just because you got something in your community problem, but there's people in the community that finance it. But just because your organization is solving a community problem, don't mean you can't repurpose it to help a government initiative. Good morning, Minister Miles. Don't mean you can't repurpose it. So watch this. You know for a fact there's a problem in my community. My community have young men that is. I'm gonna keep that line. My community got young, you know, young community, young men or young community children that's out here every summer or throughout the year. The crime is high. You know, they're going to prison, they're getting in trouble, and our community is high risk high. So I'm gonna solve the problem. We're gonna figure out how to start a Big Brothers Club. There's going to be an after school program. There's going to be a basketball league, and we're going to solve this problem. We're going to solve it with nobody helping us. We're going to solve it, and when we start solving it, we're going to start generating money. We're going to start doing bake sales. We're going to start doing this, and people are going to believe in you. And somebody will say, you know what, I donate to you. I'm going to do this here, and you start getting money to get done taking trips. People are donating to you. You're official. They can get tax write-offs because you are official. And I'll talk about how to get official in a second. And so, but there are government initiatives that are out there that you don't have to do bake sales and all those things. There are government initiatives out there. They'll actually pay you if you're a nonprofit. If you set up properly, you're a nonprofit. And I'm gonna talk about some of these government initiatives. Number one government initiative here is social needs. You are addressing social needs. Social needs is things like housing. Uh, you helping people understand how to get health. You bringing health to the community. Maybe man, nobody in our community is getting health care, so we're bringing health care to the senior citizens. We're bringing health care to women who are not getting breast cancer awareness. They need breast cancer checks. You're meeting this social need. Another one is economic development. Maybe your community is poverty stricken. No one in your community understands. They're poor. They're underprivileged, and you're bringing ways to bring in resources to this community. Another one is education. This is a huge one, because watch this. Every community has a school. Now, just because you're not teaching something directly, but maybe that school get a grant that they have things that they can do, and you can offer the services that that school have a grant for. That's a government initiative. Or maybe you're educating people languages, or financial literacy. They have government initiatives.
Mentorship.
Mentorship is a huge one. And then environmental protection. Maybe there is a lot of crime in areas, and like I say, this is environmental protection. We're creating something to get kids off the streets. That is a government initiative. You hear that? I'm getting kids off the street, and I'm giving them something to do. That's a environmental protection. Research and development. Another big thing about the government. Community development. We're trying to make our community better. We're coming in trying to put different housing in. We putting low income housing. We're tearing down old houses that was crack houses, and now we're building in new houses. There's money out there for those things. So watch this. I started a small organization. I know I'm going far. I'm teaching a class, baby. I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to.
really are. I'm like, this should have been a whole class, but I love it though. Can you put the number one if this is helping you? Can you put the number one on the screen? I just want to make sure that this is helping you, because this, Bishop, you giving some gems, sir, some great gems, and I'm loving these. The community development, I love it. Can you
I'm
put the
trying to
number
make sure.
one that if this is really really helping you and allowing you to be able to kind of see the bigger picture? I see it. Yes, Bishop. So keep going, sir. They listening, sugar.
See, the problem is most of us want to start nonprofits, and we have a big heart. And what we got to do is figure out how I can do what somebody else is paying to get done. Oh, this is deep. This is deep. What I'm about to tell you. We got a big heart for this small area. We got our cousin who keep getting pregnant, but she can't go to school. This is a small area. And we want to now we see about 2 or 3 other little kids that got pregnant and they had to drop out of school. And I'm trying to figure out how can I fix this problem? And I don't have the money. You got to find out what money people is paying for already and how I can reallocate those funds to make it match them. So I'm going to help all kids, young kids, because this person is young, they pregnant, but you're trying to get the world to turn over and give you their money to help out 4 or 5 pregnant young ladies. But the community might say, you got a whole community of kids that need help. So if you can get something to help them, then you get money. Now you can allocate some funds to help out young ladies that got pregnancies. That makes sense, babe?
That makes a lot of sense.
So listen, I want you to understand this here. So as you do this, the first thing I want you to understand the reality behind donations. You're gonna get donations because you're fixing a community problem, or you're gonna get donations because you're fixing a government problem. Now let's talk about the reality of ownership. Let's talk about the reality of ownership. Now, this is what my wife was talking about earlier. You don't own a nonprofit and you don't want to. Now, the problem with most nonprofits, the 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 president is the king of the kingdom. The president, you with me, baby? The president is the king of the kingdom. And if the president of the king of the kingdom, the president is name is on everything. They want to, they almost got their face on every billboard. Come help Clyde, help the community. Come help Clyde, donate to Clyde's organization, because in your heart, man, you're doing the right thing. In your heart, you want the world to know I'm trying to help the community, but you just messed up because you have become the biggest distractor. I'm gonna tell you a little secret, and you're gonna hear this here, and you may have been a person who said this, but just roll with me and just take your ouch and keep moving. When we first started the San City County Thanksgiving Community Feast, it was called the New Destiny Community Feast, and nobody wanted to give to it because they felt like it was given to me and it was given to New Destiny.
Oh, the video froze. They say the video froze. Okay, we're back. Hey, can y'all put the number 2? Let us know we're back, because we didn't even know we was frozen. Can you put the number 2? Let us know we back. We back. Somebody say we froze. Video froze just for me. No, I think because the numbers dropped, so it may have just been. Can y'all put the number 2? Let us know y'all hear us, that we're back. Let me see, Bishop. Okay, yeah, we're back. Go ahead, husband. I'm sorry.
So we're back.
We're back.
Okay. So listen. So did y'all miss a lot of that? Let me see if y'all missed a lot of what I was saying. Hopefully I didn't miss it.
I hope they didn't.
So I just kind of just say this real quick. So number one, we got a government initiative, the way you get money. Also, community initiatives, where you get money. Number two, what's the reality behind ownership? The reality behind ownership is that if this is something that I got to get you to understand, if it's all about you,
they heard you, Bishop.
Okay,
they
gotcha.
heard it. Okay, awesome.
If it's all about you, people will stop giving, because especially our community, we don't want to sow into a person. Just be real. And when we saw Thanksgiving Community Feast, people wouldn't donate because our name was on it. Our church name was on it. And every other church, like, why are we going to push your name? So I had to figure out a way, how can we get all the churches' name to be pushed up? So I literally would tell the newspaper guy, every time we have Thanksgiving community dinner, my wife would tell you this here, I came and I told him, do not talk to me. We have a letter that's already pre-written as a list of every church, every organization donated. Don't put my name on anything. Don't put our church name on anything. Put every other church, every organization that already donated in, put them there. Put us in the background. Our donations went through the roof because no longer was it given to me. Number one. Anything you want to jump on your baby and share about it, you can let them know. But that was number one. And then not just that, if you're dealing with people who have big checkbooks, I'll never forget this. We want to talk about the good stories of SJCOC. Let's talk about the bad stories of SJCOC. We had a donator that was local who started sending money to us, but he asked to look at our books. He asked to look at our records. He asked to look at our board, and he saw that we had the same board, same president. We had the things we just did that we wanted to do, and he was giving us somewhere around I think $5,000 a year. He cut his
Mm,
donation off.
way more than that.
It was a lot. I
Yeah,
can't
it
remember
was
how much it was. How much was it, you think?
it was more than that. I don't know,
And
but yeah,
he took the funds, and
yeah.
he took it because he was giving to Clyde Harden and the New Destiny family who was on this board, and that board looked like it was user friendly. You got to make sure that if you're gonna start a nonprofit organization, that it's bigger than you. We had to make the hard decision to walk off our board because the cause was bigger than us. Now that's a lot behind that. I can't go deep into that. But number one, the reality is my wife said you don't own it. And at any time you can be voted off. And if you write in your board, your bylaws to where you can't be voted off, people who got lots of money, especially the government, will look at that and say, nope, listen, your family gonna give money to you, your community gonna give money to you, but we're not gonna give money to you
Right.
because we feel like we give your money to you. Anything want to add to that, baby?
Yeah, I want to add to that, and I want to because with you. No, I don't. I was just gonna say, you make mistakes and you mess up, and I want to say this is that when that guy looked at our books and he saw that okay, they're doing stuff, but it wasn't in the way that he wanted it to be done. Now come here, just because everybody donates to you, they should be able to donate and not worry about where funds are going. And when I say funds are going back into the community, not into your pocket, but
Yeah,
back into the community, but it's understanding too that if you don't have a problem that you're solving, because those funds were going to an Easter egg thing we were
yeah,
doing, and we were giving, back to the community that way. That was not wise. That was somebody type. You got to have wisdom.
you gotta
That
have
was
wisdom.
so not wise. We did this big old Easter thing and was giving like car, what was it, those what are those things, little scooters away and giving toys away. That was not wise. The things we could have done with that funding to give back to our community could have been totally different. But you gotta know, you gotta have wisdom when it comes to your nonprofit, and you gotta be willing to take your face and your name off of this nonprofit and build a brand to where they know. A lot of people did not know, and I must say this, husband, even when we talk about the SJCOC, they don't know who founded it, and it doesn't matter. Now because we're talking about it, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this is the communities. This is SJCOC. This doesn't belong to us, and we realized that when we took our face, took the name off, and just continued to do it with the community, and more volunteers showed up to the cause versus for us. That's
Yeah,
why you don't want to make it about you. You make it about the community. And we got a new board, new set of people. After that situation, we learn from that. We learn from that experience, get new people on this board. And now the impact was so much greater. Now, don't get us wrong. I never forget, Bishop, back in 2015, 16, we were sitting in there and you said the Lord told you that you're going to have to give your baby up for
for
adoption.
adoption.
And me, I was mad. I was like, no, we built this. We built this. This belong. No, we built this. We started this.
I cried when I said it. I
Yeah,
sobbed in that
yeah.
room. I sobbed like a baby.
Because think about something that God gave you, you built from the ground. And God had to remind us, this is not your doing, sugar. This don't got nothing to do with you. And I would never forget you walked out of there and God showed you a dream and all that stuff. But when you walked out of there in 2015, we changed the name and we realized it was a bigger impact when we changed the name and we gave that baby over to the community.
Yeah.
And it is now the communities that has now turned into something even greater, bigger
Yeah.
than us, greater than us. I'm excited. Can y'all just heart it up with us that SJCOC is now the long-term recovery for San Jacinto County, and we are excited about that. But we have nothing to do with it. We don't be in no meetings. We are advisors. We are not the president. It belongs to the streets. It does not belong to us.
And I explained to you, so most people listen to it and say, well, how should we open one then? How should we do it? And this is the
Mhm.
secret. I got 6 steps to open up a perfect nonprofit. Now, I'm going to explain to you this before I give you those 6 steps. If you want, you got to have wisdom. You're perfectly right about that. If you want to get paid by your nonprofit, this is what you do. I'm going to just say this first because some people say, well, I don't want to work for free. If you want to get paid by nonprofit, build your board and make yourself the director.
Why I felt it in my shana now. Go ahead. Say it again, sir.
Build your board, and your board can consist of 3 people. Get 3 people you know, trust, and love what you love,
Wait,
and make.
I want to. I got to push back on that. Don't
Well,
get
I'm gonna
three.
say, let me word that. Go
Okay,
ahead. Get three
don't get
people
three.
you
No, don't get
know.
that because they gonna get on your nerves. You get people that's ready to work.
Well, I'm gonna say about board different. Hold up, I'm gonna say a little different because I've never said this before.
Okay.
So totally different. And so the reason I say this is because get people you know and who love what you love and you trust, not just you love, who love what you love. Let's say, for instance, you're trying for a fact you're trying to help young people. Let's go back to the same initiative. You're trying to help young people because your community is full of crime. And you know what? I want to get paid one day. So I'm going to find a banker in the community who know me and say, look
Okay.
here, I'm going to start
Okay.
an organization. And I want you to sit on the board as the financial director of this organization. And then you find a police chief or a probation officer and say, hey, you got to own probation company.
Hey,
Liz, it's so
Liz,
funny you
baby,
on
she a
Liz
nonprofit
because
girl right
Liz,
here.
no, I'm gonna say Liz ripped me apart, and Liz
Yes,
gonna
she did.
appreciate everything I'm gonna say. Liz broke my heart and gave it to me in my hand, and then said, "You think you know what you're doing? I'm gonna help you," but I didn't want to hear what she had to say. And Liz, I come back now and apologize to you 15 years later and say you were 1,000% right. So I'm gonna tell you something, Liz, give me a thumbs up when I get through saying this if I'm right or not. So number one, you get you a probation officer in the community who see the problem in the community, and you say, I want to make you. He got a job already. He just want to have a voice. He want to have a voice. So you say, I'm gonna make you the president of my board, if you don't mind. I want to make the banker who's worried about people money getting stole, and make him the board member. Make
You right.
the probation officer the president, and then you get a person who is very strong at communication. Maybe they're a clerk somewhere, and you know what? And they very good at emails. And say, you know what? Would you mind maybe a school counselor?
Mm-hmm. Come on, Bishop.
I'm gonna build somebody board. You get a
Come on
school
here, build it.
counselor and say, look here, can you do me a favor? I want to make you the admin of my board. And you get this board, and this person is the clerk, this person is the CFO, this person is the president, and you're the director of this organization. You build the board up and you let them know what you're trying to do, tell them what the initiatives are, and ask them to give you 10 years. Ask for 5. Give you 5 years as the director. As giving you 5 years to build this thing up, and you're
And
gonna
put
be,
that
and
in the
then
bylaws.
put in bylaws. I'm asking
Yeah.
for 5 years to be the director of this organization. Y'all build it. They're gonna be willing to do it because they see that you got a heart that they got. They got the heart you got. You got the heart they got. Y'all want to cut crime out, and you going. I'm trying to start a organization. I'm gonna call it the Girls and Boys Club, not the Boys and Girls Club, the Girls and Boys Club, because it's not gonna be the Boys and Girls Club because I already got that. I'm gonna call this the
Somebody
Girls and
say,
Boys Club.
Bishop, you just helped me build my board. Liz, I know you proud. Wait, keep going, Bishop. Go ahead,
If you
get to
want
the
to get paid, you're gonna be the director and you're gonna get paid and you're gonna set a salary, the long-term salary, what you want to get. But right now, you're gonna be a percentage of that. But right now, they're gonna be happy because you know what, I'm gonna build this girls and boys club of my county. I'm gonna put my county name at the end, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna organize it. We're gonna put get a 501c3. We're gonna register with the Secretary of State. We're gonna register everybody, and we're gonna get all our paperwork together. We're gonna get a tax ID number, and we're gonna be called the Boys and Girls Club
We're gonna get
INC
our
Incorporated.
501c3. Type that. We're gonna get our 501c3.
501c3. The first year, don't wait 5 years. The first year, because the first year is very affordable. There's nothing there.
No,
Does that
no,
mean
you can't see it. I'm sorry. She got a heart. Like she proud.
okay?
She having a proud moment
So
right
you're gonna
now.
get your 501c3, you're gonna get your all your information. So you're gonna get your bank account, you get set up. And now so you get people, they're gonna give you money, they can get a tax write-off because you set up right. Now every dime you get coming in, if you get a someone you don't want a grant, I wish I can give the secrets behind grants. Grants, you don't want a grant. Let me tell you right now, you do not want a grant because if you get a grant, you got to be able to manage that grant to the T. You want somebody who already got a grant that's set aside to help you. So they may have a grant and their foundation. Grants give them money, and they got money that they got to give away to people who got organizations like you. You
Hmm.
fixing a problem. You have an education problem. You fixing. They're gonna give you money to educate these kids. Another one have a
You
maybe
want them to manage the grant. You don't want the responsibility of all that, but you want to make sure you manage it properly, of course, because we don't want nobody to go to jail. Listen,
yeah.
what we're trying to tell you, people out here doing this stuff that you gonna go to jail. Keep on. Stop playing with these folks' money. You go ahead.
You got to be able, and if once you get the grant, you better account for every dime. You got to have an accounting system. You got to account for every dime out there because that collaboration is key. You
Yes.
very right on that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Liz knows inside and out how to do this with her eyes shut. So number one, you figure out what problem you want to solve. Number two, you find you at least 3 to 4 people who want to solve that problem with you. That's your board, and then you find at this point once you get set up right, you find you at least 5 organizations that's willing to give you money
Man, say
to
jail
solve
is
that
real.
problem. Jail
Jail
is
is
real.
real. Man, I'm not going to jail no for nobody. Go
None. So you find you at least 5 organizations willing to fund that your cause, and you tell them you go to them with your nonprofit plan, and say, look here, this is what we already doing. This is what Liz broke my heart. Liz said you got to already be doing it. I'm like, I can't do it till I get money. No, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to figure out how y'all can do it. Those people gonna help you get money. They know benefactors already who will be willing to donate into this. That banker know people who will give you money. That probation officer know people that give you money, and that school superintendent know people that give you money. And they're gonna bring in the money that you don't know to help you do what y'all trying to do. I was almost there, man. I had the school counselor, I had the school principal, but I was almost there, and I just dismantled it. But anyways, long story short, and once you get that 5 people 5 organizations that willing to fund you, fund your organization.
Wait, Bishop, what number you on? Tell me. Go down the number one more time.
Number one, figure out what problem you're trying to solve.
Can y'all type that in there? Number one, figure out what problem you're trying to solve. I think somebody typed it already.
Number one, solve a problem.
Number two.
Number two, find 3 to 4 people who believe in the problem you're trying to solve.
All right, type that. Find 3 to 4 people that's believing in your problem that you're trying to solve.
Make them your board.
Liz say, save this live, people. This information they are giving costs money. Save right. When he started talking, I said, this a whole class, sir. But go ahead, Bishop. I'm sorry.
Get 3 to 5 people, 3 to 4 people who want to fix the problem, and make sure they are somebody. Don't just get people who on the street who y'all been sitting around drinking together and say, "I'm making my board." They can't do nothing for you. All y'all sit in the situation. Y'all need somebody. Make sure they sit in the position that can
Liz
help
say,
you.
I charge for this.
She
I
probably, she
know.
probably
I'm like,
saying, "Clyde, you giving away my information for free." So you get 3 to 5 people and you find people who are in position to make changes. Don't feel bad about going to the police department. Don't feel bad about going to judges. Don't feel bad about going to, banks. Banks are known for most banks they have to find somebody to sit on the board doing something in the community. That most banks say, I want somebody from my bank to sit on the CDC in the community. So you can find bank people every day to do stuff like this. Pastors, make sure their pastors and their churches are already doing some stuff. Get pastors sit on your board. These are people who don't want pay. They want to have a voice. Ooh, that's good. I felt the nothing that.
I felt that too over here, sir. Say what you said one more time so they can type
These
it.
people who don't want pay, they want a voice.
Yeah, they just want a voice.
They got a voice in your organization. I've never given this information away ever. This is the information I've never given away. But if you're here today, I told you share with your cousin, mama, auntie, uncle. We try to figure out when people want to get paid. These people, they got good jobs. They want to have a voice, and they willing to pay for their voice to be heard. They'll donate, because this one that you didn't know. Most of your board members should have a dues they got to pay every year. Since I felt that that's
I'm
rich,
real.
I'm using it. They don't want to get paid. They want to have a voice, and most rich folks don't got time to do nothing besides vote. They ain't got time to show up at events. If that rich person show up to your event, you should roll a red carpet out for them. Carpet out for them. Look here, our board showed up to this event. Let's give our board time. You better let them speak. You better let them talk. Let them walk. Let them shake hands and kiss babies, because that board that you built are people who got influence, and they're gonna bring in resources. Other than that, you working. You want to be director. Director earn money. You better be a great project manager, because your job is going to be managing every project come to the organization, and building building a team of committees. You're the director, and you're the director of what? Not the director of one. You better have a committee for this, and a committee for that, and a committee for this, committee for fundraisers, committee for outreach events, committee for marketing, committee, and you're building a committee. And when you get up, you have one person over each one of them committees, and each one of them people go find other volunteers. Now you can get paid. Your board, the your committee leaders can get paid, and now they get volunteers to come work up under you. And now whatever money coming in, you can distribute up across. Once you write your bylaws and you write your program directives and your program narratives. Once you get they write that word down. Program
Amen.
narrative. That's one that nobody tell you about. You out there doing stuff, but you don't have the narrative behind it.
Can I
Mission,
pause and say
vision.
this though, Bishop? But you do have people out here that are getting these funds, but they're not, or they're getting the grant and they're getting the money, but they're not allocating it properly. That mess may not come on them right now, but believe me, it will. You reap what you sow when
Yep.
you're not doing this and you're not allocating and you're not doing this properly and you're not doing it right. And that's what we mean by when Leah said jail is real.
Yeah.
Stop playing with these people money. But
You
you
look
need
up
a
in your
program and
records
a
show
narrative.
that you went on a vacation. You took the whole team to the Bahamas because we needed $500 to do what we did, but we brought in $40,000, and we're gonna take 35,000 and go out on vacation. And while we had money left over,
Or you
you
paid your
idiot,
car note. Come here.
or you bought you a car.
Come on. You better stop. But go
You
ahead. I'm
you,
sorry.
you can get a salary and you can get stipends, but it better be written in your narrative in your program.
And you better not be the president.
No, you better not be the president, because the
You
president
better
can't get
be
paid
what you
anything.
said earlier, be a director.
Director, be the director. And
Yeah,
and
be
you can
that.
be shifted from director to an advisor. An advisor can get advisory fees, but make sure your advisory fees ain't a percentage that's well, keep going. So number one, you figure out a problem. Number two, you find 3 to 5 people that'll help you fix that problem, and they care about it, and they're in position to help you out.
Hey, this you going
Um,
fast. What number you on?
Number one, you figure out you fix the problem. Number
Number two.
two, you find 3 to 4 people that's gonna want to fix that problem with you, but don't want to get paid, just want a voice. Number
Number
three, you organize. You go
Can
get
you
your
type that
board.
in the screen?
You
Organize.
organize, and what I mean organize means you go file with the Secretary of State. You go file with the Texas Comptroller. You get your 501(c)(3). You submit your bylaws. You submit your board, and then you go. Once you get all that approved, you can go open a bank account before you get to 501(c)(3). You got to get your organization set up with the Secretary of State and the Texas Comptroller. You gotta then go to the bank once you get your EIN number, and not doing it for the right reason. You're right, doing it for the wrong reason. You go to the bank, you get your bank account open up. Once you get your bank account open up, good morning, Ms. Zink.
Good
Once you get
morning.
your bank account open up, you give them who your board is. You set your account up to where you gotta have 2 signatures for checks and all those kind of things. And now once you get it organized, then you start making you start doing okay, you start solving the problem you said you was gonna solve.
So that's number 4.
Number four, you solve
Solve
the
the problem
problems
you said you're gonna
you said
solve.
you're gonna solve, and keep record of everything. Numbers is money. Numbers is money. This is what Liz told me, and it broke my heart. You need to show what you've done. You better keep record of everything you've done. If we have 5 volunteers at this event, write down 5 volunteers. Keep minutes from every meeting. You keep your financial records, an accounting system. You have meetings and you put it in your records. So now when you keep doing this over and over again, one day somebody gonna come through and say, we just got a $5 million grant to help rural area programs that's already helping young children have an education development. And we want them to teach a class. And the class is going to be financial literacy. The class is going to be self-defense. The class is going to be trade schools. Your program don't do financial literacy. Your program don't teach trade schools, and your program don't do self-defense. But when you hear about this, you're going to say, my program do all three. This is where the money comes in at, because
and look, you're going to find that person that already doing it, and you're going to bring them on to be a part of your program. That somebody said it earlier, collaboration is the key. You're going to find someone that is teaching financial literacy. You're going to pay them to come and teach that financial literacy. You're going to pay someone to come in and teach the trade school. You're going to pay a profitable business that is already doing this. You're going to pay them to come and get it done. And you're going to show them that this is who you paid. This is where the money went to. It did not go to you. It came back to your community. Now that community gets to come to this program for free.
Yep.
Because they paid this funds to you. We've done it multiple times. They will pay you to pay someone else and give back to your community. Can I pause and park and say this, Bishop? Because I want people to realize this ain't what you call it? This ain't could it happen? It can. This ain't that ain't what I meant. You know what I'm trying to say. You know how people be like, okay, this ain't a get rich quick. This ain't a man, maybe I can do it. No, if you put in the work, it can happen. It can happen to a point to where you look up and you're giving back to your community in a huge way, and not you benefiting from it, but they will say your organization did A, B, C, D, and E. They say SJCOC took care of over 300, 400 homes. They don't know who was behind the scene doing it. They just know that SJCOC was able to take care of during the storm, during the freeze, was able to do this because there was funds that were giving to be able to get this done. But SJCOC had to hire somebody to get it done.
That's it. So number 5 is go get somebody else's money.
OPM. Go get
somebody else's money, man. And
go
then
get other people's money.
Number 5, keep record of photo record. People, listen, in the nonprofit world, a picture is worth $1 million. Not 1,000 words. A picture is worth $1 million. Listen, when you get down to it, they want to see photos on your website of what you've done. And now, just because you got photos of you in that picture real, not just some fake stuff of y'all doing stuff, now people will give more money to you. See, the problem is we are so busy trying to build our own kingdom and not realizing, and you want people not giving money, they get money, but be willing to reposition yourself to do what they're trying to do. And now they're going to pay you to manage those funds. And now you can still help your cause. As long as those are not unencumbered, or those are not encumbered funds. If those unencumbered funds, you can say even the 20% of the encumbered funds, I know I'm talking crazy, 20% of the encumbered funds can still be used to do whatever you want to do with it, because now it's called administrative fees. But if you have unencumbered funds, you can do what you want to with that money once you have accomplished that goal. And what you want to your program, not in your pocket. So Liz, do I get a thumbs up, Liz? Let me know if I get a thumbs up, Liz. So yeah, number 6 is just, rinse and repeat. Number 6, rinse and repeat. Do it again.
What?
Rinse and repeat.
What that mean?
Rinse and repeat means what you did, make it better. And when it comes time to do it again, be willing to do it all over again. Rinse and repeat.
Number 6, rinse and repeat. Liz, is Liz still on here?
I hope she is, because I want to be proud of her little nephew.
She probably had
any questions? I got really 5 minutes I can ask questions. We've been gone 1 minute ago, but 5 minutes to answer any quick questions you got. I hope this makes sense. I know this one. Listen, I ain't gonna date my wife. We had a
Oh,
whole
there
nother
she goes.
topic.
She there. She
She
there,
said, "Boy,
big.
I'm super proud. This is good stuff. Y'all got the key." And the problem is
Oh,
most of us,
why I feel
most
special.
I feel
I feel
good.
so, baby, because Liz, she ripped. We were so excited. She ripped us and
Yeah, she
had
walked into the
Bishop
meeting. I had
ain't
a
come
whole
back
board.
today. Had a whole board ready to go.
I
But go ahead.
canceled the whole organization after that. But most black people, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna say this. Most black people are not patient. We want to open up organization today and get millions of dollars tomorrow. I want to say million. We want thousands of dollars tomorrow. And with that $1,000 that we don't get, we'll quit the whole thing. So they're not charged for next time. You're right. You're right. People been asking for this class forever, man. I figured, no, I'm gonna get on here and talk about the secrets. These are
They've
the
been asking
secrets.
for years. Can you teach a class on nonprofit? We taught one on nonprofit? It was more, but you could go more into details about nonprofit. But I guess people keep asking us, and they keep saying, "Well, I'm gonna open up a nonprofit. I'm gonna open up a nonprofit." And I don't think people realize, especially if you have a you have a profit business, and you want to open up a nonprofit, you got to ask yourself, "Am I willing to walk away from my profit business and build this nonprofit
Yeah, you can't do
on
them
the
both.
ground up?" If you don't have employees to help you build your profit, or you're able to just focus on your profitable business, you know, you may be
This is what I
building.
recommend. I recommend any CEO. And Liz, let me know if you agree with this or not. Very good information. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Alexander.
you.
Let me know, Ms. Wagner, Ms. Wagner, I keep saying Ms. Wagner, Ms. Liz, let me know if you agree with this or not. I agree. If you are a prominent CEO and your business is booming and you're hands-on CEO, you're hands-on, business owner, and I recommend that you don't start a nonprofit if you don't already have one. If you got a nonprofit, I recommend you start a for-profit business. But if you're a for-profit business, I recommend that you don't start a nonprofit. I recommend you go join a board because you can't. It's hard to do both. It's hard for you to build your business while building a nonprofit, but it's easy for you to build your business, join a board of somebody else's nonprofit, and help them position themselves to help your business. Now that can happen. You can position a nonprofit to help your business because you believe what they're doing, and you as a person who's separate from your for-profit. Your for-profit is an LLC that's separate from you. You can go on their board, sit on their board, and say, "Hey, I know an initiative coming through. Y'all a small board, y'all a small nonprofit organization. Let me come sit on your board. I know some funds is coming through that my organization can actually service, and if you get the grant, I can point you in the direction of how my organization can service it. I want to sit at the table. I want to be an advisor to your board, and I'm gonna help bring an increase of about $100,000 to your organization. And all I want you to do is that you contract out my organization to get it done. That's legal. That is legal. Liz, tell me thumbs up or thumbs down if you agree with that. Don't start a nonprofit. Go get on somebody else's board.
But if you have I would say if you have a nonprofit, don't be the president on that nonprofit. Be an advisor to that nonprofit, because you don't know what funds may come in that can benefit for your profitable business. I would say that we are advisors on our board for our nonprofit. Now, New Destiny is different, but our SJCOC, we are advisors on our board for our nonprofit. Liz say absolutely. We are advisors on our board for nonprofit,
And
but
watch
we are
this.
not the president.
We're advisors that don't want to get paid.
That part.
We're advisors that don't want to get paid. Why? Because when there's money that come through, I want to get paid from the contract I get from the nonprofit.
Can
I
I
don't want to get paid on nonprofit.
I want to say this: those houses that was done, HE done those houses,
Yes.
benefited from the nonprofit. HE done those houses and hired out subcontractors to get it done. So multiple businesses were working to get that house done, not just HE. So we weren't
Yes.
trying to eat up all the money. We just wanted, Liz, we just wanted a piece of the pie, not
Yep.
all the pie. You
So
just
listen, this
got
I
to be willing to
recommend.
collaborate.
This I recommend for profits. For for profits who still got a big heart. Number one, get on somebody else's board. Number two, make a donation to a cause. Support. Now, don't just get on the board and try to get money. Also, donate to other. Oh, we got to go make a donation to other causes, and not just make donations. Also, be willing to become a not just a one-time donor, become a continual donor to a cause. That makes your organization look even better when we come down to it, especially if someone say, "Oh, you benefiting from this, but I'm benefiting from this, but also I'm sowing into this." We give out scholarships every year
Come
from Harden
on.
Enterprise. We give out
We
grants
give
every
out
year
big
from
donations. Can
big
I add
donation
that?
every year.
We give big donation. Look at
I'm going
that.
to
Come on,
give you.
balloons. Big. We give you stupid. We
We're
give
gonna
out
give out
big
donations,
donations.
not just our church.
Come on
New
here,
Destiny,
glory.
watch this. New Destiny get our tithes. Other organizations get our donations. Bye. Let's go.
Wait, one more thing though. But we do give to New Destiny sometimes here and there. We do. We just did something for New Destiny. But come on, somebody say you can't get greedy. That part, can you
Can't get
put in
greedy.
here real quick for every profitable business? You just want a piece of the pie. Just say piece of the pie. You don't want the whole pie. But I do want to say to that person that wants to start, because we do got to go, y'all. The person that want to start a nonprofit, it can happen. You can change the lives. You can change the trajectory of your entire city. When you are able to start this nonprofit, you are able to bring your community together. You are able to give back with whatever thing that you're going to be able to solve. You'll be able to give back on a whole nother level. You will look up, and I'm talking about, because of our nonprofit organization, we have been able to give back refrigerate. We partnered with collaborated with other nonprofit organizations. They believed in the vision that the nonprofit had, and they gave SHJCOC refrigerators, beds, blankets,
Air
microwaves, air
conditions.
conditions, and we gave it back to the community. You understand me? You can give back in a big way and partner with other people. We have amazing partners in nonprofit organizations. What is not Sonya, but the other dude, but I can't think of their organization.
Godfrey.
What's the name of that organization? Because I want to
They
shout them
call.
out. I'm
The,
shamed. That's okay. We know his name though. That's all right. But you're able to give back in a big way. So if you do a nonprofit organization, especially for women and children and major ways, there's so much that you can do. So don't knock the nonprofit. We're not knocking it because we have nonprofits. Okay, we're not knocking it, but we also understand the power of what we can do from our profit to be able to bring more funds to the nonprofit, if that makes sense.
it's Texas Congregational Emergency.
I don't know, Bishop. People give money to people with money. That's my little nugget.
Yes.
I love it. People give
Yes.
money to people with money. I love it. Come on
That's it.
here.
And so, if you listen, I would just say this last thing, right? If you are most African Americans said this earlier, they want things fast, they want things quick, and they're not willing to put the work in. If you're willing to put the work in and say, you know what, I truly got a heart to help, you got to separate you from your heart. You got to be willing to build your heart with or without you. And I promise you, if you build it right, God will bring every resource you need, and also your position you to be able to be blessed indirectly or directly by it. But just make sure you keep your heart first, and not your personal needs first. When you do
Right.
that, that's when you get in trouble. So, Father, I pray over everybody who listened today, who have
Yeah.
an ambition to start a nonprofit, who has an ambition to do something bigger than them. Lord, they wasn't taught different. They were just taught, hey, I can get this done, and I can get it done with somebody else's money. Teach them there's a right way to do everything. There's a wrong way to do everything. And if we make sure we keep you first, you'll lead us right. We love you, honor, and adore you. Name, pray, Father God. Amen. All right. Well,
Thank
this
y'all for
call went.
rocking out. We'll see y'all next time on Coffee Conversation every first Monday at 7:30. Depends on what time, but we'll do one of those. Until then, man, if you don't remember anything else, remember you're a product of God's grace and mercy. Thank y'all for rocking out. Thank y'all for dialogue, and thank y'all for being with us. Make sure you like and share. Keep this information. Save it. It's great information if you're ready to start a nonprofit organization. Until then, stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Bye.